Okay, good morning, students. Today we're going to do lesson 2.4 on simplifying factors. I think that you'll like this. It's going to make multiplying fractions a lot easier. And we will go through the examples in the book, and then I'll give you a couple examples to put in your spiral. So the first example on page 61, actually I don't know if it's 61 in your book, but it's the first example for 2.4. They have 2/5 times 7/10. So we know that when you multiply fractions, you just multiply straight across and you get 14/50. And then we want to simplify that. So we have 14/50. We know that we can divide by 2. So we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 2 when we get 7/25. So that is in simplest form. So that is the way that we were doing it last week with lesson 2.3. But now we are going to simplify before we multiply. So the example in the book, again, same example, 2/5 times 7/10. Okay? We know that that says 2 times 7 over 5 times 10. So what we want to do is we want to look at these two numbers and these two numbers. And we want to ask ourselves what the greatest common factor is of 2 and 10. And the greatest common factor of 2 and 10 is 2. So we're going to divide. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, there is no greatest common factor for 5 and 7. Those are prime numbers, so we can't do anything with those. So now we have 1 times 7 is 7, and 5 times 5 is 25. And if you remember from the first example, this is the product of 2/5 times 7/10. So we'll do a couple more examples with that so that you can really get to understand how this works. On the top of the next page, the example is 5/8 times 14/15. So I'm going to look at 5 and 15 first. And I know that the greatest common factor is 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Then I'm going to look at 8 and 14. And the greatest common factor of 8 and 14 is 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Now I can multiply straight across. 1 times 7 is 7. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? Now, boys and girls, you can work out 5/8 times 14/15 all day long if you want. But you're going to end up with a huge product, and then you're going to have to simplify and simplify and simplify. So if you simplify first before you multiply, it's going to be a lot faster and a lot easier. So let's do one more example that they show in the book. We have 3/8 times 2/9. So we look at 3 and 9. The greatest common factor of 3 and 9 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then we look at 2 and 8. The greatest common factor of 2 and 8 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now I multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 3 is 12. So I get 1/12. Okay? Now, if Mrs. Kalovich will let you, I want you to get out your spirals, and we're going to put 2 examples in your spiral so that you have those. Okay? So the first example I want you to put in your spiral is 4/7 times 7/12. Okay? So get that down. And then we're going to look at 4 and 12. Your greatest common factor of 4 and 12 is 4. So we're going to divide. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then our greatest common factor of 7 and 7 is 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. Then we multiply straight across. We get 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. So your product is 1/3. Okay? Let's do one more. We have 2/4 times 8/12. Okay? So we'll look at 2 and 12 first. And we know that our greatest common factor is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then we look at 4 and 8. Our greatest common factor is 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now we multiply straight across. And we get 2/6. Okay? And 2/6 can be simplified one more time to 1/3. Okay? So, hopefully those two examples helped and you can work through those today. If you have any problems, again, like I said last week, you can email me. Your parents have my cell phone number now, so you can text me. Grady texted me this weekend and we worked through a problem. So do not hesitate to reach out. I'm going to send you another video, but tomorrow you have map testing. And I'm going to send a separate video that Mrs. Kalovich is going to show in the morning because I want to talk to you just a little bit about that. I don't want you to stress about it, but I want to talk to you a little bit about it before Mrs. Bartz comes in to administer that test. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.